Welcome to Reflections of a Diva. Today we've asked each of the divas to bring in a topic or a current event news article to discuss with the rest of us. Who'd like to get started today? I'll start then. My article it was in Sunday, November 11th, AJC, and it's who's spending the aid for Jena 6. And I know that was a topic we had, so I thought it was very interesting. Over $500,000 is in an account that the parents have for aid for the Jena 6, and $250,000 of that has been spent, and they're not accounting for it. They're not telling what happened to the money. And the funny thing was one of the attorneys hasn't been paid at all. Ooh. And there's a photo showing Robert Bailey, one of the Jena 6 defendants, smiling and posing with $100 bill stuffed in his mouth. Wow. His mother said he raised the money as a park worker after getting out of jail. And the other thing was, I don't know if any of you all seen them on the BET Awards. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you notice how they were dressed and how they represented? And when I watched the awards, I thought to myself, something does not look right. They don't look.
How they look?
Yeah, they don't look humble.
How was they dressed?
They were dressed like rap stars, and they mentioned that in here. They said they had the sunglasses on, the baggy jeans. They were dressed like rap stars. And so I thought that would be something interesting for us to discuss. What do y'all think?
Now, was it for a legal fund?
It was a legal fund.
And did the money come from just everyday citizens who
Yeah.
sent money in to help their legal fees?
And the lawyers have not been paid.
Now, Michael Basin he has a fund that he was collecting for them, right. And he has not disclosed how much he's collected so far. Okay. But he's got a fund for them, and then there's another organization called Color of Change, and they collected over $212,000, wow. And they put all of the receipts on their website. So that's $1 million. Wow.
Oh my goodness!
So they put all the receipts on their website, and everything was accounted for except $1,230. Mm-hmm. But the family has not given an account for the $250,000 that they've spent out of the account. So what do y'all think?
Wow. What do I think? I think it's really disheartening to me. The issue doesn't change for me at all, right. Because the issue is there was an injustice done, and we rallied as a community to go behind these kids who had this horrible sentence placed upon them. However, when I did see them on the BET Awards, dressed, walking the red carpet, and doing like they were movie stars and rock stars, rap stars, like they were, I was disappointed because I felt like that wasn't the best image for them. However, I felt that maybe they just were not guided right. Maybe somebody wasn't behind them saying this is not how you deal with this kind of celebrity that you have. You know what I'm saying? And it was disappointing to me, though, just being somebody who spoke candidly on this show about the issue. So I was disappointed.
It I think the way that they looked on the BET Awards, like you said, like celebrities. But you have to think about, yes, there was an injustice done to the Jena 6. However, what they did was a crime. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They shouldn't have been prosecuted to the extent that they were prosecuted, but it was a crime. Yeah. And then so we, as a community, rallied around them to make sure that they had good legal defense, and we've supported them. But have we made them celebrities? And what does that mean? You understand what I mean? It's kind of hard to. We have to be sure that they understand that what they did was a crime, and I felt like they should be humble. I didn't see any humility in them on the BET Awards.
We all know, not to make light of it, it was wrong. What happened to them, it was wrong. What they did, but the injustice was the biggest thing. But I don't think, like you said, I don't think they understand fully because we rallied so much behind them. They don't really understand what they did. I really don't think they do. And I think that's so unfortunate and very embarrassing.
It is.
That they are. But you have to look at the mentality of them, and especially in Jena.
And this is probably more money than they've ever had.
Even their parents have never seen that amount of money. And their parents they are products of their parents. So the parents don't really know that that's not, it's unfortunate and it's so embarrassing because I was watching when they were on Dr. Phil, and basically the parents of the white guy who was beat up were basically saying, oh, they're getting new cars and they're buying all this, and nobody actually denied it. They didn't really deny it, they just didn't touch on it.
Right.
But, and I think it's really important for us to try to get them to understand what they did was wrong. We're behind you because there was a big injustice, but it's so embarrassing, it's so unfortunate, and it makes people not want to back people and support and give their money.
Especially with money. I mean, people are already hesitant about it anyway. I'm just like, I cannot believe what I'm hearing, that they're riding around in new cars, making a mockery of the people that really stand behind them, still stand behind them. And the people in that community are like, see?
It's a rewarding the crime.
Right.
And we don't want to reward the crime. We don't want to reward the negative behavior. So we have to be careful of that.
And this is why we don't get funding or backup for things like that, because they think this is our normal behavior. This is something that we do once we get a little bit of money, especially with the Katrina situation. What do people do? Go buy Louis Vuitton bags instead of getting houses. So it just seems like
It's
a
the
pattern
same
with
mentality.
us. Why fund for them, give them funding when all we're going to do is buy clothing and bag like that? So, we have to be really conscious of what we do. If a situation happened and it was really bad, we really got to be careful, whether we are buying cars or not, but keep it out of the public. Nobody should really know. I mean, not condoning it, but, they should really hide it and make sure that, we're representing something decent. So when another situation happened, it doesn't make it bad for the next party.
I agree.